Alright, today I'm doing something a little simple. It's a Taiyo build that I put together by using parts almost exclusively from the Taiyo showroom in Neon City. We'll get into the shipbuilder. I'll take it apart and put it together, take it into combat, see how it performs, and do an interior walkthrough of it. Alright, here we are inside the shipbuilder. As you can see, it's a pretty simple design, whereas my previous Orca build had 1500 cargo. This one has 690, but this one has 3 2x1 habs to play with, whereas my previous Orca build only had 2 2x1 habs. 1450 shields, crew member max of 8, 30 light year jump range, mobility 100, top speed of 140. Alright, let's get it taken apart. I'll show you how I put it together, and then we'll take it into combat. Alright, we're down here in the shipbuilder. For this build, I start with a Taiyo, a shipbed at 200 landing bay from Taiyo. At the bottom, we're going to use an all-in-one berth, 2x1. We'll hook it to the bottom or to the back of the landing bay. On top of that berth, we're going to hook up a Taiyo control station, 2x1. Then we'll use a Taiyo braking engine port. Oh, I guess I gotta hook this part up first. The pin port 4G landing gear from Taiyo. This is in the port configuration. If you don't know, port is left. STBD is starboard, which means it's going to be on the right side. So now we can hook up the Taiyo braking engine on the port side. Behind the pinpoint 4G landing gear, we're going to use our Nova 1050 engine from Redline. We'll do the same thing to the other side. We'll hook up our pinpoint 4G landing gear starboard, Taiyo braking engine starboard, and another Nova 1050 engine. You know what? Sorry about that. That should look like this. There we go. And then I'm going to put the DC 303 fast ignition reactor right here in between the two engines. And below the reactor, we're going to use an R4000 alpha grav drive. On top of the reactor and the back of the Taiyo control station, we're going to put another Taiyo control station, 2x1. Just like that. We'll hook our Samurai cockpit 200 right there. Taiyo cowling 4 will go in front of the top control station 2x1. For fuel tanks, we're using M30 Ulysses HE3 tanks. I'll use 2 of them on either side of the control station. There's not a lot of cargo, but this is a little bit. 200 cm ballast cargo holds will go on either side, just like this. We're using a Vanguard Bulwark shield generator. I'll go right here on the back. Now, the only 2 parts that didn't come from the Taiyo showroom Neon were these ballast cargo holds. I got these in New Atlantis, and as well as this 100 DP slim docker, which also came from New Atlantis. But everything else you can get from the showroom in Neon City, from the Taiyo showroom. So we'll just stick this on the bottom. Now it's a matter of hooking up our guns. There's 2 ports or gun docks or hard points on the landing gears. We're going to hook up 2 of these PBO 175 auto helium beams. And if you look in here, there's some space in between the braking thrusters and these control stations. So what we're going to do is add horizon weapons mounts to either side. So if you notice, there's 2 ports here you can't put anything under on the bottom part, but you can put one on the top part. So, and it's the same with the other side. On the bottom, you can put one on the bottom, but it won't go on the top. It doesn't matter, because this way we can have two weapons mounts that you ordinarily wouldn't have. Do the same thing on this side, put the one on the bottom. So you have four, it takes 4 Horizon weapon mounts. That'll give you access to 4 extra weapons instead of the 8 that you normally have. And then on the chin, we're going to mount 2 of these Horizon weapons mounts. And that gives us enough weapon hard points to max out our weapons. So I think it's a pretty nice looking ship with Taiyo as usual. They have the nice curved sloped edges everywhere. This is 36 meters length by 26 meters wide ship. It's powered by 2 engines. This is a Class B ship. Max crew of 8. It has 3 2x1 control hubs, or hubs that you can use for however you want to configure it. Whereas my previous Orca build only had 2 2x1 hubs. Oops. Get out of here. Take a look from the outside. Pretty nice looking ships. Taiyos have their own little aesthetic. They're very rounded edges and slopes and curves. This ship was my Frontier ship originally that I just redid. Okay, when you come into the all-in-one berth. You get your bunks over here. 4 bunks total. Bathroom. There's a refrigerator. There's a little cook area over here, sinks. This is where you'd come in from the bottom, slim docker. If you come up in here, there's a control station for 4 crew members. And another control station for 4 more crew members. This is where they would work when the ship is in space flight. Cockpit is very sparse. You got your cargo hold, armillary, and the captain's locker over here.
Ship's good. Buckle up and let's go. Pumping retros. Orbit achieved. Stabilizing.
Alright, if we look, we've got 1,195 cargo. That's with the Samco and the 4 skill points in payloads applied. So it's not a huge amount, but for a small ship like this, it's about on par. Like I said, my other Orca build has a little bit more cargo, but you lose one of the 2x1 halves. So whatever works better for you. Let's see who my crew is. Forgot to check. So right now I just have Barrett and Samco on board.
Done.
Alright, we'll take this into combat over in the Serpentis system.
Grav jump spinning down. Will you just look at those stars?
See if there's a hostile area out here. There is. Let's try this one. Come on, go hostile.
You have met your doom.
That was a great shot of your grav drive. Nailed their grav drive.
Nice! That blew in their shields. Target's grav drive is down. So,
you see.
so sorry, folks.
Shut up, Barrett.
Ah!
You see, combat is pretty easy, as usual. Once you get all the skills in your tech tree here, max all of this stuff, it's combat and in space is trivial. There's nothing to it. You're going to need piloting. To build this ship, you're going to have at least rank 3 to do Class B ships. I also have the astrodynamics, which reduces fuel cost and increases my jump range. Oh yeah, and I have the aneutronic fusion skills. It gives me 5 extra units of power. Like I said, it's pretty space combat is pretty trivial. Even in Class A ships, it's pretty easy at this point. So let's go into the photo mode. We'll look at it from the outside. Like I said, Taiyo ships have a little aesthetic of their own. It's kind of distinct from other ships. These look like they could be atmospheric ships, in my opinion, whereas a lot of the other spaceships are just clunky looking. This is essentially the same build as my previous Orca build, like stat-wise, I guess, and size-wise. But you know, whatever you think looks better. As I said before, you lose a little bit of cargo on this one, but you gain the hab. I kind of like the look of the Orca a little bit better, but that's just personal. And for all of you that watched my previous video and eviscerated me for not having the landing gear on the nose, I have fixed that. And there is now a landing gear on the nose of the Orca ship. So, alright, if you guys have any requests or any ideas on something you'd like to see, let me know. Talk to you later.